Hello everybody, welcome into the HobbyBarr. This is Jason, and welcome. Today we'll be working on this guy, a Warhammer 40k mini from the Genestealer Cult faction. It's called a Clamavus, and yeah, he's basically there to make a lot of noise and be obnoxious and kind of make things a little bit tougher for enemies that get too close to him. Anyway, he's kind of based. The scheme I want to go for on him is sort of akin to these two. These are actually magesses from the army. Some of the Psyker HQ choices that they can take. But I kind of wanted to go for schemes similar to both of them, even though they're male and female variants and they're sort of inverted of each other. So that's what I'm shooting for. To start things off, I got a little Red Grass Games #2 brush here. I'm trying out various brushes just to see how they work out. And we're going to start off with some Citadel Averland Sunset. Today it's mostly going to be base coating this guy, just get all the colors blocked out and figure out where things are going to be on the guy. So that's the goal of today. Just block out all the colors on him, make sure he's not just stark white, and get through him that way. Just one little thin layer of paint at a time. So for the Averland Sunset here, first initial base coats on him, I wanted to get the robes done up in the yellow. This way he matches the Magus dude over there. So his outer robe is going to be yellow, but his pants are going to be brown, which you'll see later on. We'll be running through all these colors here. But characters in the army tend to have a yellow and sort of I guess magical blue. I can't really describe it offhand. I think it's blue with a very, very slight bit of green. So it's like not quite a teal. But it's pushing towards teal. So we'll go ahead and push through though with applying the first coat of Averland Sunset around. And then we'll go ahead and move on to the next color. So catch up with you all here in a bit. While this is fast forwarding, I also wanted to bring up, hey, I decided to get a new microphone. Hopefully it sounds better, and it helps up the production quality a bit. So let me know what you think, if the settings are right, if I need to tweak anything. But go ahead and continue moving on to the next paint. Alright, we're moving on to Citadel Thousand Suns Blue for this next color. And just to keep it in line with the other guy over there, I'm gonna go for a very small amount of blue on him initially. So he's just gonna get the wrist wraps done on him. I do go back and add a bit more later on because I feel like it's not quite enough blue, and there's more pieces I can pick out in the Thousand Suns Blue, which is sort of this blue with a very slight bit of green, I want to say, in it. It's a nice, bright, vibrant color, and kind of like it. So we'll go ahead and apply this over Boyo here, over the Clamavus, and I'll catch up with you all here on the next color. Alright, we are moving on to Citadel Daemonette Hide here for the skin tone on him. I wanted to base him in this sort of purple-gray skin tone because it seems to work pretty well. When it comes to layering up, we'll go ahead and brighten him up and then maybe add some red into it to help liven up the colors on him. But for now, just blocking in the colors again, just doing basic base coats, just to get him a little bit of color on him. And we'll go ahead and put this all over the skin parts of him as a purple-gray base. It seems to match the other guy, the magus there, a lot more than the female magus. I don't remember the exact process I used for those two. I think I just used different washes on them, and that's why they have a slightly different skin tones. I might have used the crimson wash on the female magus, the purple wash on the male magus, but I'll be honest, I don't remember. It's been 2 or 3 years since I painted those two. So, which is another fun part of this, going back and revisiting some of these minis, is get to see how well I did painting back then versus what I can paint now. So, kind of get to see some of that too, since these are from the same family and kind of same time frame for when I got them. It's just, this guy's been sitting around longer waiting for the paint. Anyway, enough rambling. Go ahead and catch up with you all on the next color here after we finish up blocking in his skin. Alrighto, here we are moving on to Citadel Steel Legion Drab. So Steel Legion Drab is sort of a lighter earthy tone. Don't really want to say khaki, but as the name implies, it is a nice military brown color. And I want to use this as the base coat on his pants because he's more up in the fight kind of guy. And the way his robes are set up, he's more akin to the line troops anyway. So he's got to have that sort of line troop pants to tie him in with the rest of the army, at least. Sort of like his armor's going to tie him in with the rest of the army a bit. So we're going to just block in his pants with the Steel Legion Drab here. And later on, when we move on to washes and stuff, we'll probably put some whatchamacallit, the everyone's favorite, the I'm brain farting hard on this one. Agrax Earthshade, there we go. Wow, can't believe I brain farted that one. But we'll go ahead and probably use that on the pants. This way it sort of gets that nice, slightly greenish, but still very brown wash on it. So it kind of blends in a little more with the other guys since I used Agrax on everybody else. Anyway, go ahead and finish up blocking in his pants. And I'll catch up with you all on the next color. Alrighto, we're moving on to Citadel Rhinox Hide for the next color. And this color is going to be used on the book that's on the base. I wanted to get the book cover here done up in that nice dark leather sort of appearance. So we're going to go ahead and start with the Rhinox Hide and go through some of the other leathery colors that we got here and make it a nice dark leather. This will just be for the book that he's standing on. Not really sure what kind of book it is, why he's standing on it, but it's a nice footrest for him, and it's something he can plant that little speaker staff on, so it's fine. We'll figure it out later. Definitely not heresy going on here at all. Don't worry about it. Anyway, we'll catch up with y'all here shortly on the next color, and continue blocking them in. So up next, I busted out some of the Vallejo Gaming paints again, and because we're going to go over this boy for darkening up the armor on him. The armor paneling is going to be blackened, so it's all just going to be straight black, and then we're going to come in and overbrush / dry brush with metallics. This way it has that sort of darker tone below it. I might go over it with a brown wash, just to dirty it up, dingy it up a bit. But I'm thinking I'll just leave it simple, tie it in with the other guys that I've already painted up in the squads, which all I did for those guys to keep it simple was throw some black paint over their ribbed armor and then dry brush over it, just because I got, I want to say 15 of my like 20, 30 guys done, and that's how I kind of went through them quickly. But I also want to block in some of the other areas, like the electronic panels that he has. And sadly, the battery's going to give out here. I kind of got happy doing a bunch of other things in the midst of painting and didn't notice. I got in the groove and just kept working. After the camera died, I didn't think it would take me much longer to finish up the metal bits, so I did that off camera for this guy. Sorry about that for y'all. You're missing out on some content, I know. But I did want to get the colors blocked in at least and finish up with the basic base coats on this boy. So we'll go ahead and block in a lot of areas with this black ink from Vallejo. It takes me a good while to get all of it done. Mostly because I do swap between this Red Grass number 2 brush and the number 1 liner brush that I have. This way I can get into the details a little bit better. This number 2 brush holds a lot of paint and it puts it down evenly, and it's real nice to use. But I'm a doofus who can't take care of brushes, so it doesn't keep a really sharp tip, but it can keep a tip fairly well, like for base coating and stuff, and wide areas, or wider areas I should say, it works pretty well. If I were to be base coating or working on, say, a tank, which I may do on stream, I probably might not use this, except for like details on the tank. Because painting a Lehman Russ or a Baneblade with this would probably take way too long to be worth it. Anyway, we'll keep fast forwarding here, and catch up with you all here in a bit on the next paint. Alright, we're coming back to the Citadel Averland Sunset here, because at this point the initial coats should have dried, so I want to come back in and really make sure that it's blackened out or blocked out, and we have a good base coat here before we move on to washes and that fun stuff that'll go over it. Not sure if I want to make this, if I want to take his robes to sort of the colorful shading, so I don't know if I want to put in too much red. I think I might just like darken it up with some brown orange kind of color and see how that works. This way it's not like he's too clean, because he's not really an HQ choice. He's an elite slot in the army, and he's more there just to be an obnoxious boy with his loudness. So we'll go ahead and try out some things for the yellow and other colors for shading. I'm not quite sure how we'll do it exactly, but when the time comes for washing, we'll do it then. But we'll go ahead and finish up applying the second base coat of Averland Sunset on him for his robes, and I'll catch up with you all here on the next paint. Alrighty, we're coming back to Citadel Thousand Suns Blue for another round of base coats with this. This time, I believe we're going to go ahead and start base coating other parts of the mini too that aren't just the wristbands, because at this point we have enough of the other colors blocked in that I kind of have a feeling for where we want to add some colors. So we'll go ahead and get the piping, the tubing around his back. I wanted those to be blue. I might get fancy and make those into sort of neon pipes. I'm not sure if I want to get that fancy, but the idea is there to maybe try. And oh boy, that'll be interesting if I can actually pull it off. But the idea might be there. I at least wanted to do it for the wire coming from his backpack and going to the speaker staff. I might want to see if I can make that sort of a light up tube instead of just audio cable that's really thick for some reason. But we'll go ahead and go around and add it to the buttons and a few other spots, and we'll finish up blocking some colors in with this Thousand Suns Blue, and catch up with you all here in a bit for the last call, because midway towards the end of applying this color in various areas, the battery goes ahead and dies on the camera, and I'm a doofus and don't replace it right away and keep working. So sadly, sadly a lot of the other, getting to the metallics and finishing up some of the other colors and using some of the other Viejo game inks won't be shown, but we'll go ahead and speed up here, get to the last call where we do some spins of the models and maybe a bit of talking, but mostly just show the progress at the end of the day. So catch up with you all here in a bit when we do the last call. Alright, last call everybody. Last call. So, for this last call, I wanted to start with the spin of the lady version of the Magus. Just so you can get an idea of the colors on there. And then we'll go ahead and get a zoomed in view of the dude Magus. Just for those colors. I'm not sure if I want to just desaturate the yellow for the highlights or not, but we'll figure that out when we get to it. Anyway, when we come up here in a bit, we'll get a spin on the Clamavus guy that we've been working on. Again, we're just in the base coat stage of the boyo, so it ain't looking too great, but it's better than a white prime job, that's for sure, which is even better than gray plastic, so we're on the path to painted, so all's well. Anyway, let me know if there's any audio tweaks I need to do. Hopefully I don't miss anything during the edit, and hopefully in the future I'll be able to catch myself and not be dropping a lot of footage. But with all that said, hope you all enjoyed and had a great day. If you did any hobbying and got anything done, awesome. Thanks for joining in. If not, that's fine too. Thanks for watching. And with that, take care everybody. Have a good one.